Thank you so much, sir. That was fabulous. Um, Thank you so much, actually, for changing the terminology, you know, PIA. Um, we're not a project implementation agency, and I think, partners in action, I think. So hats off. Thank you so much. I think that's something very, very, very important, very required, and it's a mindset all of us need to change, to actually make a difference in this ecosystem. So thank you so much for that, sir. So Divya Lata inspired me to actually start with this. Hindi is okay. कितने लोग हिंदी समझते हैं यहाँ पे? Hindi? Ah, perfect. Okay, great. So I'll give a little background. Our family runs a logistics company. It's not a family, it's a family I'm married into. My husband's father runs a transport company called Safe Express. And I was in banking and investment, and when I got married, I decided, ki chalo, let's join the family business. And, in conversation, there was this one incident that my father-in-law said that stuck with me. He told me, narrated this story of this man, एक driver, truck का driver, वो एक अपने customer के पास गया और उससे बोला कि मेरे पैसे due हो गए हैं, मेरी ट्रिप का पैसे देने हैं. So, वो कस्टमर बोला हाँ हाँ बाहर बैठो. 1 घंटा हो गया, 2 घंटे हो गए, 3 घंटे हो गए, 4 घंटे हो गए, शाम हो गई, किसी ने उसे एक गिलास पानी तक नहीं पूछा. By evening, the driver went back and he went to the customer and he said, "Sir, मैं सुबह से बैठा हूँ, मैं भी तो इंसान हूँ." And the guy said, "अच्छा, मुझे तो लगा आप ड्राइवर हो." This is the way a truck driver is treated in logistics, in transport, and in a lot of the sectors and industries around us. Is जो आदमी actually काम कर रहा है, the person at the bottom is not given respect. They are not made to feel confident. They are not made to feel like they deserve, to be on stage, to be doing this. And I think that's what's the most important challenge between us, is to empower our youth, to tell them and to make them believe that yes, you can, yes, you're important. And I think that's something that this initiative of Skilling India, and especially DDU-GKY, is doing so well. It makes them feel pride. Yes, I can work, I have a certificate, I have something that comes from me. And really, that's one of the reasons why I was motivated to start Safe Educate, that if we need people in this sector, and if I give you some statistics, there are 28.4 million people required in logistics and transport by 2022. 20% आज trucks, out of 10 trucks, 2 trucks lie vacant क्योंकि हमारे पास drivers नहीं हैं. People don't want to be truck drivers. So that attraction to join the industry isn't there. And that's something we need to create, and I think that's why we started Safe Educate, is to create that want in the people. Getting someone a job or skilling, it's like getting people married. It's not just the individual who wants the job and the company who needs people. You can't just marry a girl to a boy. You can't make them meet and be like, "Shadi kar lo." You as a person, जब आप काम करने जाते हैं, he wants to work for that company. What I loved today was, a young man and his pride in Barbecue Nation, that it is the 36th company in India. Unless you're able to create that pride in the student and in the company, both people need to need each other. And I think that's what we need to do as, partners in progress, as agencies, and it needs to be a collaboration. It cannot be a project that you are, creating. You cannot be judged merely on metrics of number of people placed. It needs to be the lives changed, the value created, really, at the end of the day. there's a very interesting Harvard case study. It's a framework that I studied in graduate school. It was created by the Harvard School of Management. And they say there are 3 ways of addressing a problem. कोई भी आपके पास प्रॉब्लम होती है तो उसको आप 3 तरीके से सॉल्व कर सकते हो. सिंपल, कॉम्प्लेक्स, कॉम्प्लिकेटेड. कि सिंपल प्रॉब्लम है, उसका सिंपल सोल्यूशन है. मैगी कैसे बनाते हैं? मैगी डालिए, पानी करिए, उबालिए, ख़त्म हो गया. Right? And I think that somehow skill development has been approached in this country. 15-20 साल पहले स्किलिंग कैसे करें? बच्चों को लाओ, पढ़ाओ, jobs मिल जाएंगी. And then you're like, no, it's not working. If we see the past, if we see the debacle of star 1, star 2, we realize it's not enough to just have a SOP and have people handle it. So then they realized the second format, which is complex. Complex is rocket ship कैसे बनाती है. It's very complicated. बहुत सारी चीज़ें करनी पड़ती हैं to try and make it happen. So that was the second thing. Let's make it really complicated. खूब सारी sector skill councils, NSQF, let's put all of them together, come up with a solution. And finally, the third way of addressing a problem is complicated. Complicated is raising a child. बच्चे को कैसे बड़ा करते हैं. इसका कोई SOP नहीं है. कोई बता नहीं सकता है वो बच्चा क्यों रो रहा है. Is he crying क्योंकि वो भूखा है, प्यासा है? You don't know, but you have to figure it out, and that's what skill development is. It is complicated. We need to come together to try and understand कि ये बच्चा की एस्पिरेशन क्या है, वो कहाँ काम करना चाहता है, वो अपनी फैमिली के पास रहना चाहता है. He wants to be in Bangalore. If he wants to be in Bangalore, then you know what? He needs the right kind of food. He needs a place to stay. He needs support, and whether that means कि ये गाड़ी, you need to set up a car which takes him from his place of residence to a place of work. We need to be there, all of us, whether it's the government or me as an agency or my trainers, everyone needs to come together. So just, going forward, what do I feel skilling needs to be? Skilling needs to innovate. We need to be aspirational. A person wants to come to our center. It shouldn't be something he's forced to. It cannot be a last resort. We need to be realistic. When we give ourselves figures, when we give ourselves targets, we need to understand that, creating a school, creating an organization takes years, decades. So let's give ourselves that time. Let's not be in a hurry, churn out, numbers karo. Trainers ko, groom the trainers. We need to make the trainers feel important, not trainers, they are teachers. They need to feel important, and we need to inculcate that in our system. And finally, innovation. One of the very cool innovations we did was we created a container school. So in logistics, containers is just में truck shipping containers होते हैं. It's very important, and often these shipping containers are sold for scrap. So we've taken those containers in Safe Educate, we've converted into mobile schools, and they have become skill schools, and it's something that really the students aspire to. It's something very interesting and aspirational for them to be a part of. Finally, since this conversation is about placement, post-placement, it's very important to look at localized opportunity, as Sir said. Migration support, of course, is very, very important. We have to somehow make sure 3 महीने एक बच्चा काम करे, because once they work for 3 months, it's enough. And finally, most importantly, we need to look at convergence into NSQF levels. We need to make sure we're not leaving the child after a DDU-GKY. We need to make sure by hook or by crook, this certification converts into degrees. Just because you have a 3-month certification, there's absolutely no reason why you cannot be a BA in logistics, BA in hospitality if you're working in Barbecue Nation or in Safe Express. You should be able to get degree and certification, because eventually that's what's going to help you grow. Finally, thank you so much, Orissa, Ormas. You guys have been fabulous. It's one of the states that is definitely leading the way. We today are working with 10 states, and I would definitely say that the love and affection I get from Orissa is not something we've seen anywhere else. And congratulations, and thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.